All right. Hello, 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 hello Twitch, hello TikTok. What's going on? What's good? I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's having a good time. This is Duke Charelle. I'm just coming on live. It's been a while since, maybe been a day or so. But yeah, I'm coming on live just so we can start going over some practice logs and some jams. We're going to continue with some more triads and keep pushing through them. Like I said, I have a big book of triads that go through various different keys, and it's pretty much every key that we can think of from C, all the particular keys that we're using, and so we want to start trying to recognize some of these sounds. One of the cool things about recognizing some of these sounds too is that if we're doing things like selective picking, we can start getting stuff like that. One of the hardest things to actually get is that long stretch. So we can start getting some pretty cool ideas to come out that we can actually start messing around with and playing around with. And so that is what we're looking at this moment in terms of how to keep moving these various things around and to keep pushing these various things out stylistically as well as sound-wise. So we just want to keep trying to push some of these things forward and keep trying to get some of these things essentially moving in the direction that we need. Tomorrow, because a deadline is coming, I think I'm going to record I'm going to record me working on a track from Jared Dines. He has some sort of competition. I'm going to try to enter it. I forgot what the deadline was, but I thought it was sometime this week. So, yeah, this is a Tim Henson Ibanez. That is absolutely 100% correct. How are you doing, Mike the Mad? Here, I'm going to give you a follow. Yeah, how are you doing? Yeah, it's the Todd 10. Yeah, they sound great. The active pickups sometimes, having to switch out the batteries time and times again can sometimes be an issue. But other than that, like they sound fantastic. I really like it was a great workhorse. Good, I'm glad. Oh, the mic? Yeah, it's coming from this little mini camera. So I have an expensive professional mic that I use specifically for shows and studios. I don't have a mic stand that actually will go with that mic for this yet. Plus the way that this is sort of set up, there's a couple of things that I need specifically to make that sort of work. And those things that I would need, no, I have an interface. There is another thing, because I'm doing live guitar, right? There's another thing I need, which is called an attenuator, right? So you wouldn't be able to hear me if I didn't have the interface. So this is just going through the camera that's on this particular mic until I get a new camera. But the specific tool that's needed and necessary is actually called an attenuator. And what an attenuator does is it actually balances out the sound. Yeah, exactly. And it's for everything, not just the amp. Because you'll put it in, it'll power soak the amp, it'll even out all the sound, right? And then you can run it through your interface into your computer. So that's really what it is. So I set this up to be able to handle live sound. Hello, Amanda Griffin. How you doing? How's it going, Carson Bean? I set it up to be able to handle live sound, so you can hear that as well. Yeah, there's a couple other ways, but with this particular setup, that would probably be the best way to do it at the moment. Just a couple, but yeah, that would be probably the best way, especially when you got live guitar. You hear what I mean? Because I got live guitar coming in, and so for right now, while there's live guitar coming in and while there's live sound coming in, I have to have it set up at least a certain way. So that should help to some degree, but yeah, that's going to be fixed when I get an attenuator, because I can balance up. Yeah, there's always, yeah, that whole webcam noise that comes from it, like sounding like it's slightly distorting or whatever. You If I mute this, you won't be able to get the guitar sound because there's no attenuator. Like, this is going straight into an amp. You see what I'm saying? It's a small amp, but it's an amp. It's not going into the interface. It's going actually into the small amp. Yeah. If I plug it into the interface and use it through the interface, one, I do have a DAW, I do have a VST. I don't want to use that at the moment. To use the VST, I would have to then have Ableton on, and that's just extra compute that I don't want to deal with at the moment. Tomorrow, when I'm doing the recording for Jared Dines competition that he has, which I forget the due date, but it's coming up. Like, when I'm working on that, like, it'll be plugged into the DAW, but in order for the sound to come through my DAW, yeah. No, it definitely will, but the sound, and it definitely will, but that also requires me leaving my leaving my Ableton platform open in order for the sound to come out. At least until, which I wasn't going to do any of that until, I'm on a PC. I don't use Mac. Macs are closed proprietary systems. They have some wonderful things about them. They have some not so wonderful things. I chose a gaming PC because a gaming PC actually has the setup to handle streaming as well as recording. I've been playing for 20 plus years. I've been playing since high school. Very nice to meet you as well, Mike the Man. Yeah, I've been, so I have a Stealth GS77. Yeah, it's a Stealth GS77. It's a gaming computer that I use for that. So, and that's because the streaming is great. If I want to edit videos, I can do it straight on the computer. I don't need to take it to anyone else to edit it. The GPU, it's better than the 470. It's better than the 4070. Yeah, because it's a NVIDIA. Yeah, giving you what the computer makeup is, you should be able to pull that up. It's the graphics core is a 3080 Ti graphics. Let me see what else is in here. Yeah, you should be able to pull up this information from just the model type. has an i9 12th gen core processor. Um, middle the middle chassis is cool, but that's not what we're looking at. Let's see. Yeah, here, let me give you the specs. Oh yeah. So it's great for it's great. Yeah. That's a little newer. It's like last year. So it's great for streaming, but it's also great for video, and it's also great for video edits. And it's also great for music. So I can do all three of them on that, and you can't necessarily do that on a Mac. Macs are great for music platforms, and they're great for some streaming and video editing, but handling all three in an environment where you can edit things a little bit more, it's not. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, PC can do it all. And then, if I wanted to update this or edit this, or, need more storage, I don't have to go out and buy something else. Like, yeah. Yeah, they can't game at all. And that's the biggest problem. Because if I have downtime, I'm gonna game. But they can't. Yeah, and that's the other thing. They got in trouble for that. Mac got in huge trouble for that because they have their lightning cords, and they only work on Macs, and you can't get their lightning cords to work on anything else, but they work on Mac only. And the UK finally was like, enough after two decades of it, and sued Apple. Apple's going to go to Type C now because they were tired of Apple making this proprietary cord that nobody can use except for on their device. Yeah, so which is cool with me. I think that's cool. I think that works better, because one of the things that made me hate a Mac is the engineer I work with. He had he got like sort of a day job because he had a kid on the way. He worked with Royce the 5'9". His girlfriend does stage work for Katy Perry. She's a dancer for Katy Perry's stage show, and you know, um, I go into his studio. He's a Billboard ranked producer and engineer. And I was just having him engineer for the project, because I was telling him how I wanted it to sound and what to do. And he had an update because he took this daytime position, and it completely locked him out of his Mac. So I tried to use his what is it, Universal Audio um, peripheries that go in that with the Apollo, but the Apollo is made strictly for Mac. So then I had to try to download a program to allow the peripheral to plug in to the PC, and it still wasn't doing it. It didn't matter. So Mac makes it impossible for certain music uh, interfaces to operate with other platforms in case of an emergency. That's the biggest problem that I ever have with any type of platform. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly 80K deep. I'm going to add you here too. Yep, that's exactly the whole thing. It is a it is a whole problem because of the Thunderbolt. And it's yeah, I'm a gearhead. I've been studying this and doing it for years. But yeah, it's a it's a huge problem. It's become such a huge problem. It's nearly impossible, if not impossible, to try to find a patch around in case you need to do that. And we were trying to finish up a song that I had just finished recording, and it was near impossible. We couldn't record the drums there, because I like to use real drums instead of programmed drums, and I like because of that, we could only use one mic, so we couldn't record the drums there. I had to take it to another studio to do that, and I didn't like what they were trying to do because they were trying to program the drums because they were used to hip hop. And like program drums is cool for certain things, but yeah, it was a complete nightmare. Like program drums is cool for certain things, but you don't really have the volume or the umph. And like you can design a sound pocket with program drums, but they're not gonna beat against the sound wave the same. It's still a digital sound wave that hasn't really captured the full length of the full drum sound. It's close, it's almost indistinguishable, but it's still not the full length. So, there's still artifacts and stuff I don't want to hear, and I wanted to hear the humanness of the drums. Yeah, Uh, I know I'm trained in Pro Tools. I prefer Ableton. Yeah. I love Ableton. Ableton's just cool. There's something about it's like if I'm playing in Pro Tools because Pro Tools is made for more like a live band setup, a studio live band setup. I studied a lot of Pro Tools, and when I was in college, it was Pro Tools or Logic, and I knew some Logic things. I knew a bunch of hip hoppers that used Logic. I was not a Logic user. Um, I used Pro Tools, but I understood how to build soundscapes through Logic. When Ableton came out, I just saw how easy it was to use Ableton. There's like one thing that irks me, which is like you have to match up the tempo before you put a track in, and if you don't set it up to the right tempo, it's going to speed it up or slow it down like a turntable. but other than that, yeah, which is the thing. I just got to change that in the default. But other than that, um, yeah, the auto warp, yep. But other than that, I love Ableton. Like you can create the sound pockets, you can interface with pretty much anything. My whole thing is trying to figure out how to get it working to use in a live setting because I want to use Ableton live in live performances. That's what it's for. It's for live performances. A perfect example of it being used like that is yeah, exactly. That's my whole point. It's complete live platform. Um, Soundtribe Sector 9, perfect example of a jam band that does that. They use Ableton Live as their live platform for everything, right? So you can sync it with MIDI, tell it when to go. You can trigger it when to go. So you could set it up to where you can have improvised sections and then trigger it to start where you want it to start, which is fantastic. And it's going to be really fantastic when the new Helix Stadium gets released because the Stadium's coming out the end of the year, the full flagship model, and that allows you to trigger changes just by MIDI flag design. You don't need to do anything extra with that, which is absolutely incredible. And Neural DSP is pretty cool. Um, they're really great for sound capturing. The quad cortex and stuff like that. They're great for sound capturing, but a lot of what they have done with Neural USP the DSP is a lot of it's capturing an artist's sound archetype, right? Like they have the Tim Henson Neural DSP. That's great if I want a vox coder and I don't want to have to tweak it too much, right? And that's if I want his specific sound. The cool thing about having his guitar is it's his guitar with his settings and things like that, but you can turn it into your own sound. I don't necessarily know if I can do that with somebody else's tone and how they have their tone structured. They had the other metal player who was on Rob Chapman's. He was Rob Chapman's guitarist for a while. I think it was Rabea. Give me a second. Well, I actually find his name because I always, Rabea Masad. Yeah, Rabea Masad. So like, he has, the Petrucci has it too. But I was thinking Rabea Masad, right? They have a setting for him, which is really cool. you know, and he did that with them before he left Rob Chapman's Guitars. I wish him well in his career because he's an amazing musician. Petrucci's the same way. They have the Petrucci sound setting. You know, like I can figure out how to EQ and set up the effects on a helix to make a patch if I want to sound like Petrucci all the time. But I don't think I necessarily want to use his tone for my original stuff. I still am a firm believer in setting and building your own original tone, and that your tone will set and dictate what you do, not the other way around. So I'm still a firm believer in my tone being something that I control. I find that it can be a bit of an issue if they well, I've got to change that setting so it doesn't do that blurry thing. But I find there can be a bit of an issue if, you know, I'm always constantly sounding like an artist. So no matter what happens, I'm always being compared to that artist. Like if I wanted to do selective picking, the one thing I don't want to do is be compared to Tosin Abasi all the time. You know what I mean? I'm just using stuff that I think is really cool. You know, but I don't want to actually be compared to their sound because I'm trying to figure out a way to make it my own thing. I don't necessarily want to always be compared to that. You know, it's the same thing with Jimi Hendrix. Tom Morello used to say, you know, the issue with being like a black artist and you're playing other black music is that you'd be quoted as always sounding like that artist even when you're nothing like them. And to a degree, that's right. You know, there'd be people who would assume that I would be like Lenny Kravitz, but I don't play like Lenny Kravitz. I don't even study the things Lenny Kravitz does, you know. Like I do a lot of soul music, like he did a lot of that, but I do a lot of fusion. And my chord choices, even though they're like soul in playing, they're more similar to Alan Holdsworth than anything. I just found a way to make them predictable pop style, but it's more color based and modal based, and so it's not really it wouldn't really behoove me to tonally sound like a person. But Neural DSP is great because they've effectively captured how a effect sound should sound in an effect chain, which is really, really, really cool. And that's not something that you really see often, or if at all, you know. So it's surprising, but not surprising. You know, like it's a change that really needed to happen. It's a change that really needed to be made. So yeah, I'm more pleased with Neural DSP and stuff like that, but I don't really necessarily use it. So, all right, let's see. But the new Helix is supposed to have something similar to that. I want to check that out. So if I could check that out, you know, it'll give me a chance to see what other things that they can do, because they decided to hop on that modeling the sound after sort of thing too, which I think is really, really, really cool. All right, so right here we're gonna do what is this, sort of a live drone of a C major. Drone here to play some of these triad pairs. Triad pairs are great when you're trying to move from one thing to the other really fast and capture the sound of a scalar chord without actually having to play all the notes. but it's a jazz guy's secret, sort of a fusion guy. So we're looking at things that are in the key of C major here, and so we're looking at what's going to be on the top and what's going to be at the bottom. Now I got a booklet that covers 154 pages of just triads. Okay, it's the Spread Triads Master Book, and it's just understanding how to put these together. You do have to have a knowledge of triads to do this, but this is my little invention here. For example, here we can take an augmented triad on the lower and a major triad on the upper, right? So we end up with E major. Inside a C, and we get one note that's not inside a C, right? Right, so that's the cool thing that we get with this. Two notes in C major, one note that's not in C major. That one note that's not in C major is in its augmented, which is that G sharp. Harmonic minor right on the spot, which is really, really, really cool. We get a really cool harmonic minor sound right there. And that's a really cool way to get that sort of harmonic minor sound. Sound for over C. How you doing, Stan Sobolowski? How's it going? And that's a great sound to sort of have, over a C major drone. Just listen to that. We'll play around with it for a little bit. Outside of it, first without playing it at all. cool sounds that we can get out of there. That's mainly a harmonic minor sound is what it sounds like, just taking a quick look at it. It's mainly harmonic minor that we're looking at. And that's sort of the stuff that I would suggest doing with that, playing around with that. We also get like E major into C diminished. F sharp, which is Lydian actually. That gives us D sharp, which is a flat 2. And then we go to the augmented, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool sound right there. So over a C major here, over the same drone. Selective picking sound. Which is also a really cool sound. Very, 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 very cool sound indeed. Let's see here. I've just figured out why the camera keeps doing that, because it's trying to scale, so it keeps blurring. I'm going to have to fix that. Now, let's see. So that's a cool sound. Alright, we're going to have sus2 on the bottom. getting that suspended and that minor going together, which is pretty cool. If we keep it more close-shaped. Especially in how we can break that down. So that's really, really, really cool. Super, super cool. Very cool indeed. So that's a good way to like actually begin breaking that down in a what I would call it a reasonable manner. Something that's actually super, super, super crucial. So yeah, that's a good one. Let's see. And then, we also have E minor sus 4, which is C and F, right? So if I'm doing like scales. That's basically just E minor. That sort of sound. Which is actually a really cool sound too. That's a really, really, really cool sound. Coming out of that. That minor over suspended 4, actually. E minor over suspended 4. Which you can also have, because I'm playing E minor over that, but you can also have it some cool things, down, down, pull off, down, pull off, which is a cool sort of phrase. right there, right? Because it's 5 frets up from 10 on the second string. So I know that's right there. And then I'm pulling off to the E at the 7th fret on the A. Then I'm hammering my ring finger on and rolling the middle finger down across the 9th fret. So it's 7, 10, 9 on the D, 9 on the G. Then I'm playing the 5th again of C with my pinky, which is a 4th. And then I'm playing that right there, hammering on to that C. Which is a super, 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 super tasty sound. Super tasty sound. All right. So that's enough for the triads. I just went over some of these triads. I would say probably for about a good 30-40 minutes. Yeah, about 40 minutes between conversation and some of these triads. We went over some of these. And I'm going to keep going over these in this key here. We're basically playing through all of them. And then playing through them with the drone. And that's sort of what we do in some of these practice sessions. And then we go on to the improvisation, where we start trying to formally bring some of this stuff in and just starting to integrate some of this. Whose tracks are these? Looks like he has some more tracks. And we are going to play through them. Okay. That's a new one. I'm going to use that. That's a cool one right there. That's a really cool one right there. I wouldn't have expected that hybrid line picking line, I think. I'll get that down. How's it going, Ashley? That's going to be a cool lick to just throw in somewhere. That'll be really sweet, because we're getting that B to C sharp, then we're going down a fourth, and then going down a second. So it's second, down a fourth, down a second, and then down a minor third. Cool little line right there. He has a bunch of pieces. Let me just go into his playlist. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we have in here. I'm going to go to more fusion. Let's do this elegant jazz fusion track. It's Catherine Irvin. Alright. I'm getting some cool licks out of this. This whole A, stuff like that. See, trying to get that selective picking in the improvising naturally. That's going to be a cool thing to mess around with. Alright. Punchy rock fusion. Okay, let's check it out. very much, Official Baby Goth Boy. Thank you very much. I'm going to follow you real quick. Thank you very much. Yeah. And yeah, cool. Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. All right. And I think I will, yeah, I think I will do one more. So after this, I got to take a shower and fill out some forms. And then I'm going to do some other things for the evening that I got to take care of. Let's see here. Let's do this in A minor. Oh no, I've already done that. Let's check this out. Thank you very much, official baby goth boy. I think that's going to be it for today. So the next time I come in, I will be streaming a little bit tomorrow. Continue going over some of these triad pairs and some more improvisation styles that we can go over and play with. Thank you very much for coming, Linark. You joined towards the end. Next time, make sure you join early. But we'll keep going over these triad pairs and some more interesting sounds that we can play around with. I really think these triad pairs are going to be really cool with selective picking. And as you can see, I'm starting to get the selective picking a little bit more natural into playing. So the more and more I keep working on trying to basically force it into lines and into ideas, the more and more it's going to start coming out smoother and smoother. So thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.